So what I'm hearing is the cure to the male loneliness epidemic is barbershop quartets.
Bring back. In this essay, I will.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's no business like show business.
Mamma mia, here I go again. My
Of the music
We don't get this opportunity very often.
don't.
But this was a movie that I had seen and Grace had not.
No.
And I think I can say confidently this is also a musical that I know very well and you do not.
I do not at all. Though I will say, as I was watching it, I was like, oh, I know this song. Like, it was one of those moments where it was like, oh, that's, like you were talking about with one of our previous movies, where it's like, oh, that's the context. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can imagine what the CD looks like, and I just pulled the photo. But yeah, no, literally what you were saying, where you're like, oh, I don't have the context of this, and now I do.
Yes.
Like, all of, when does the parade pass by?
Oh, Hello, Dolly?
Hello, Dolly. It was another, like, short term where I was like, I didn't know the context of many of the songs.
Didn't know why this song was sung, but here we are. Yeah. Though I will say, it's, well, let's talk about what we're watching.
Let's introduce us. Yeah. Okay, well, welcome back to 5, 6, 7, 8, a movie musical podcast. Woo. The podcast where we, what is our tagline? The podcast where we review and recap movie musicals.
Yes.
Fully blanked there. This week, we are doing the, what year was this? 64?
62.
62. Oh, man. Full chest. Again, strong and wrong. The 1962 The Music Man.
Woo!
Starring Robert Preston, Shirley Jones, and baby Ron Howard.
Oh, boy. I will say, I had never seen this movie, and a lot of times with some of these older musicals, you don't really get anything from it in the end, and I will say these songs are so incredibly catchy. Like, I've had certain lines from these songs stuck in my head for the past 24 hours because they're just incredibly catchy tunes. But also very, for all of the men, Rex Harrison School of Singing in this entire show.
Yeah.
It's a lot of speaking quickly.
Not our barbershop quartet.
Except for the barbershop quartet and the women.
Except for the barbershop quartet. And the women.
Yes, crazy.
Even the women,
though,
at some point.
I will say, also, as I was watching it, I was like, oh, I do believe that Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster were perfectly cast. Like, I was watching it.
I never saw it.
And, like, could overlap their faces onto what was happening. Like, it just felt like such an easy transition into those actors, where I was just like, oh, I could see these two people playing these parts very easily.
So, fun fact, Music Man was one of my first ever musicals that I was in. I was in 7th grade, or maybe 6th grade. So it was a middle school musical. They did Music Man. I really wanted to be Amaryllis. I must have been in 7th grade because a 6th grader got cast as Amaryllis.
Right.
And it was not the junior version. I remember all of it. I remember Orion Robbins singing Shapoopy. And I remember I was Wells Fargo soloist number 6, I think. And when we get to that song, I'll shout out the one line I had.
Hell yeah.
It was done a lot in schools. I don't know if that is still the case anymore. But this is, to me, it's a little late being from the 60s. Is the 60s considered golden age musical theater?
Kind of. I mean, of the movies. Yeah, definitely of the golden age of movies.
That's true. To me, this is up there with, like, your Oklahomas, like your Rodgers and Hammersteins. Yeah. I don't know if canonically that's correct, but in my brain, The Music Man is right up there. I just think of, like, My White Knight, which they changed for this, which I have thoughts about. But
I can't wait to hear.
Anyway.
Like, I am curious. So you wanted to be that character. Can you guess which character I would love to play?
Oh boy, can I. I found her so annoying when I was a kid, and now as an adult, I'm like, fuck, that's a great part.
The mayor's wife.
Yeah, the mayor's wife. She's supposed to be obnoxious.
She's so funny.
Ukulele. Oh God, it must be such a fun part to do.
Oh my God, the Grecian urns. I was just like, what a queen. What an absolute queen. Man, you just get your besties together, you get to dress up, and then you just pose, and then people clap. Are you shitting me? We should get started.
We should get started. But also, this takes place in 1912.
Yes.
So think about like what we had for entertainment in 1912. I will say,
women
I think this
in
is
their
one of the
60s
most iconic
posing.
dressing up as Grecian urns, like, and calling it entertainment. This has, I'll stand on business. I think this is one of the most iconic opening numbers of the time.
Okay.
I think it is such a
Tin Soldiers claymation or the salesman on the
No! The men on the train.
Okay.
The men on the train. The Tin Soldiers claymation is not on the Broadway production.
Okay. I thought you were talking about like this movie, and I'm like, really?
No.
So we start this movie with our credit sequence. Like I said, Tin Soldier claymation, but it's like, it's supposed to be band kids, whatever.
Okay.
All right.
You're right. We start this film with a claymation credits.
Does not matter.
But the true opening number takes place on a passenger train.
Yes.
Across the American West. We are entering Iowa, and we have a huge ensemble cast in this film and in this production, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
We probably have a dozen traveling salesmen, all of different ilks, on this train, and they're just speaking nonsense. But the song, I don't even remember the name of the song, but they're chit-chatting, and someone mentions, have you ever heard of a fellow named Hill?
Yes.
Hill? Harold Hill. Like, it's very syncopated. I won't say they're singing. This is like
no,
Lin-Manuel
it's like
Miranda
talking on beat with no
singing.
beat. I called it white rapping.
Yeah, that's fair. It's very syncopated, and it's using the sounds made by the train. They're emulating the train, so like when the train is slowing down, they're going, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, with the steam.
Yeah, they definitely match the chug of a train.
Yeah, it's introducing, it's just our ensemble talking about our main character. They're talking about this motherfucker named Harold Hill, who is a bad egg in terms of salesmen, and that they're all good, honest traveling salesmen, and he's selling cons from town to town, and he's ruining their reputation. And at the end, it's revealed that he's been on the train the whole time, and he gets off, and they're all like, you motherfucker.
Shaking their hand, his fist at him as he flees the train.
Yes.
I will say my favorite part of this scene is the fake bouncing that they do. Which felt very high school theater of like, you're holding on to the train thing, and then everyone's bouncing together, and then they move together, and then bounce, move together. We arrive in River City, Iowa.
Yeah, he gets off the train in River City, Iowa, because he's made his presence known, and he has to make he probably wasn't planning to go to this place, but he's like, I should get off this train.
I will say,
his suitcase has his name in it in large letters.
Yes.
That's like all the traveling salesmen have that.
I will say this man is our capital S swindler.
Oh boy.
This movie is about how a swindler seduces a waiter. To the point where even in like the first line of the Wikipedia summary of this is Professor Harold Hill arrives to swindle the citizens. And I'm like, correct.
He is like, this movie has it all. This movie has a capital S swindler.
Yes.
It has a capital W waiter. And oh boy, does it have goons.
Oh boy.
There are...
The amount of tomfoolery and goonish behavior.
Shenanigans. To me, the barbershop quartet are the goons.
Oh, and the mayor.
And the mayor. Yeah, the mayor's also capital G goon.
Yeah.
Oh, this movie...
So silly.
This movie has it all.
All right, so he arrives in town. This is like a one road town. He is going up to different people, asking directions, asking for a hotel. What do you guys do for fun around here? Really quickly, we see like a big box that says pool table across it, like being trucked down the street.
Yeah, we see
which
a pool
will come
table
up later.
getting delivered.
And he slowly starts to gather people around him as he walks through town. Obviously,
he's fully being followed.
Yeah, obviously, very few new people come to this town. And so people are like, who is this? And so they're just like, I don't need to do a job. Let me just follow this man. And so he gets like a little parade behind him as he's walking through this main street in town. And we start to get a song called Iowa Stubborn.
I'm sorry. I love these first two numbers. I also just have like very fond memories of singing these songs, I'm realizing.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa Stubborn, there's such good wordplay. I had forgotten what good wordplay lyricism there is in this musicale. And I think I texted Grace about this while I was watching it.
Mm-hmm.
But just Iowa Stubborn, I'm going to pull it up.
To me, it was giving like the opening of Beauty and the Beast, where it's like the whole town starts singing about like one person.
It's an introduction to the town. We could stand touching noses for a week at a time and never see eye to eye. But what the heck, you're welcome. Join us at the picnic. You can eat your fill of all the food you bring yourself. Like, it's such a lovely introduction to this town, to the sensibilities and the practicalities and pragmaticisms of this town. Harold Hill has his work cut out for him if he's going to swindle these people.
Yes, they're very insular.
We get a really silly American Gothic thing. Also, it's 1912. We see the entire population of this town. Like, the entire population of the town.
When was American Gothic painted?
Oh, that's a good question.
1930!
That's funny. That's really funny. What a little Easter egg. So Harold Hill runs away from this questionably warm welcome, and he runs into somebody he knows. He runs into someone named Marcellus, who greets him as Gregory. And we learn that Marcellus and quote-unquote Harold Hill, aka Gregory, used to run kind of similar cons in the past.
They would work
but Marcellus
together,
has now,
I think, in Brooklyn, he said.
But Marcellus has settled down. He's got a real job. He's got a wife. He's got a girl, and he's like making a life for him. He's making a life for himself here in River City, Iowa.
But Marcellus gives him all of the details of the town. So basically he's like, here's the main players, here's what you have to think about, what kind of con are you running, here's what you're gonna have to overcome to make this work. So like the inside scoop on the gossip.
And we learn that Gregory, I'm going to call him Harold Hill, has done many different cons, but the current con he's selling is that he's going town to town selling musical instruments, and then later band uniforms, and like collecting money for this to start a boys band. Yeah. But then he actually doesn't know a lick of music and dips town as soon as the uniforms arrive with all the money that he has collected from the uniforms.
I don't understand this con.
And then like
doesn't he have to pay for the uniforms in advance?
I think he's overcharging.
Oh, okay. Like, so he's just
overcharging for the
that it's $50
and
and
overcharging
it's actually
for the
10.
uniforms. Yeah, but adjust for a century ago's inflation. Yeah. But yeah, so he's pocketing some of it, but they are getting the products. Yeah. But he's failing to deliver on
the promise of actually
teaching the children to play music and starting and like continuing to run a band. He skips town. Yes. He does this town to town to town.
He also gets warned about the local librarian / music teacher and asks Marcellus to like give him a little like hand signal, piano playing hand signal whenever he sees her,
because she's probably the only person in town that could catch on
that he doesn't know anything, and he's like, I'll just chat with her and I'll seduce her and it'll be fine. And then at that point we hear some angry stomping, and Marcellus is like, oh look, and we see the mayor's wife, who truly looks crazy, and she's my hero. And one of the funniest lines happens where Marcellus points her out, and Harold Hill looks at her and goes, I'm not going to be happy about it, but I'll do it. Thinking that that's the librarian.
Taking one for the team. No, that's the mayor's wife. And we see her storming, stomp, down the sidewalk, going into the library.
Yeah.
We enter the library, where we meet our librarian, who's named Marion, Marion Peru, and the mayor's wife, bursts her way right up to the front, and she puts down a book that Marion had recommended for her daughter. I'm forgetting the name of it, but it is a literary classic, and she's like, it's like a book of poetry.
Yeah.
All about eating picnics outside with their shoes off.
Yes. Crazy. She was like, don't give my daughter
like, you sell
like your smutty books. Dear God, I want to play this woman.
Books.
God, is she funny.
Oh, God.
Oh, just a big hat and a big ego. I love it.
It would be a dream. It would be a dream to play Eulalie Shin.
Oh my God. Anyway.
Grace, I have seen your future and it is bright.
Well, so I always talked about this while I was still trying to be an actor, where I was just like, I just got to push through the next 40 years until I'm 60, and then I'm really going to hit my stride.
I love that. I love that for you.
All right.
What's going to happen?
So we get introduced to those two characters. We cut to that night. Where Marcellus and Harold are sitting on a bench together, and he's like, you need to tell me what's going on in this town. Like, what's the gossip? Is anything new going on? And there's really fuck all going on in this town. Until, what's his face? Harold looks over across the square and sees a bunch of people looking inside this, like, billiards hall.
The pool hall.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, we always had billiards, but now we have a pool table for the first time. And he's like, that'll do. And so he runs over and starts grabbing different towns members and singing the song, You Got Trouble.
If you know this musicale, you probably know You Got Trouble. I'm going to be real ignorant for a second. I don't know the difference between billiards and pool, and we're not going to talk about it. But we get the song You Got Trouble, which
Billiards it has a pocketless table with only 3 balls.
What's the point?
I don't know the rules. This is cut back to us talking about Guys and Dolls being like, how do you play craps? Like,
how do you? That's so fair. All right, we're not going to talk about the difference between billiards and pool, other than that billiards is acceptable and pool is the devil's game.
Yes, because there's pockets.
So,
and that's how the devil gets you.
That's how he gets in, via the pockets.
Via pockets and ragtime. And I was like, wow, ragtime out here catching strays.
I really want to shout out, I don't remember it, but our friend Nick Marchetti reached out to me about this months ago, because some spooky horror TV show, I think it might have been the latest iteration of It, Welcome to Derry, used the song You Got Trouble in a minor key.
Oh no.
As their season trailer.
Sure.
And it was phenomenal.
I
was
bet it was.
With it. Yeah.
The lyric that really got me.
I just gave myself goosebumps thinking about it.
The lyric that really got me is the refrain of this, which is you got trouble, and that starts with T, which rhymes with P, which is pool. And I'm like, what?
Which stands for pool.
What?
Which stands for pool.
Circuitous bullshit logic is this?
Grace, he's a swindler.
Swindler.
He's a swindler. I'm looking at the lyrics right now.
It's so silly. Basically, he talks a mile a minute. He is just using a lot of incendiary language without any actual substance, and just like buzzword central, like what did you call it? Mouth lettuce, word salad, and
word salad. I'd forgotten about that. So what he says is, he's like, look, the pool table is the first step on a slippery slope to degradation.
Yes.
The lyric I love is, one night they leave the pool hall, heading for the dance at the armory. Libertine men and scarlet women and ragtime, shameless music that'll grab your son, your daughter, with the arms of a jungle animal instinct mass hysteria. It must be so fun to perform this number.
I'm sure it's a blast.
And we get the hand choreography once he's like led this whole mob of people to the town square 100%. And he's on the statue. And I'm sorry, the hand choreography really, just a lot of limp wrists. It really tickled me.
I will say,
but he succeeds. He fully succeeds in swindling this entire crowd that the pool hall is going to like lead their children to corruption.
Of course. I do want to say that our lead man, Robert Preston, A+. I loved him in this role. I thought he was such a blast.
I mean, he originated the role on Broadway, and they fought for him to be. Producers wanted.
I'm going into him
Frank
as like
Sinatra or crazy. Okay.
Yeah. And we've seen him before.
In my opinion, he's too old.
And I'll talk about it later. Anyway.
What did we see him in before?
It'll be a surprise.
We're talking about sleeper cell agents. This is a song I bet, gun to my head, I could pull it out like no question.
As the song is wrapping up, Marcellus sees Marion leaving the library and like runs to the front of the crowd and does the little piano motion and like points her out. And so Harold like clocks it and says thank you. And so now he knows who the music teacher of the town is. The song finishes up.
And she's pretty. The song, in a very librarian way of like hair piled up, the glasses, very prim and proper. Love it. He follows her home after this song, and it's the funniest thing in the world because she truly, I think, has 3 lines this entire scene, and all of them are no. And it's great. Yeah.
Where it's just like, are you from here?
Home?
No.
Hey, can I walk you home?
Very much that energy.
She shuts him down. He follows her to her place of residence. Yeah. She does not let him come in.
No.
And her first line when she enters her house is, "Mama, a man with a suitcase followed me home."
So in this house, we see a young girl. What was her name? Amaryllis?
Amaryllis.
Okay.
Amaryllis.
I don't think I ever wrote her name
plant.
down. So we see this young girl practicing piano because Marion is the piano teacher. Her mom is also helping out. Her mom, she started speaking and I was like, is she Irish? And then it was like a big plot, well, not like a big plot point, but it was like a significant thing later. And I was just like,
it's a whole
okay.
bit later.
Like, it's
yes,
not
she's
just a crazy thing.
She's like, Marion's probably first gen.
Yeah, 100%.
Amaryllis is probably, I'd say, 8 or 9.
Yeah.
She's playing piano, and Marion immediately, like, I think Mrs. Peru Marion's mother, has started the lesson, and now Marion's done with work and is there to finish the lesson.
Yes. And her mom tells her, you know, your standards are unrealistic. And I was like, they gotta be higher than a man following her home, mama. And
yeah.
But we get this tiny song where they're kind of speaking on beat for like an adagio or something as Amaryllis is practicing. It's very similar to the opening number in terms of like, it's kind of like singing, but it's very much just I'm speaking on the pitch because the student is practicing.
Singing as we're talking because we have to do this. We haven't established. So Marion's, I think we established later that she's 26. Yeah. Her mother is convinced that she's going to be a spinster for the rest of her life. Like she's far too serious. She has these too high standards. And in 1912, it was unusual that you were already 26 and unmarried.
Mm-hmm. Now, the girl, Amaryllis, finishes her piano lesson and goes out back. And we get a quick little scene of her with, I guess her Marion's younger brother, who has to be like 20 years older than him. He looks like he's like same age as Amaryllis, I guess. So like 8 to 10, something like that.
I know he's probably like 6. Yeah. But this young ginger boy comes up, and Mrs. Peru is a ginger as well. He comes up. Amaryllis has gone out back because she's like gonna get some water from the pump, and she greets the boy. She goes, "Hello, Winthrop. Good evening." Yeah. And he says, like, "Good evening," kind of quietly. And Mrs. Peru comes out. He's like, "No." And she's like, "No, you know the girl's name. Say the girl's name." And he says, "Amaryllis," because he's got a lisp. And Amaryllis laughs at him.
Like
and he runs inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, I didn't mean to make him cry." I'm like, "Well, you shouldn't have laughed at his face, Amaryllis."
Yeah. So Amaryllis comes in and starts crying to Marion. Obviously, Amaryllis is sweet on Winthrop, but in a very kind of classic thing of just like if a boy likes you, he tugs on your hair kind of vibe. Yeah.
Like you're mean to each other when you have crushes on each other and don't know how to regulate your emotions.
Yeah, 100%. So and that's the point where she's like
straight for the jugular on that one.
Let me just bite to the quick here. But Amaryllis turns to Marion and is like, "I don't want to end up an old maid like you." And I was like, wow.
wild.
God damn.
Wild.
Marion says, well, you can, like, because she's like, if I'm not sweet on anyone, who do I say goodnight to on the star or whatever child logic
star.
there is? Marion's like, well, you can always say goodnight my someone until the right person comes along, which leads us into Marion's song, Goodnight My Someone.
Goodnight My Someone, which she sings to the evening star, and Amaryllis joins in. This is our first time hearing Shirley Jones's voice in this. And she's got a lovely soaring soprano. Again, this is very, like to me, this is golden age, where I'm like, it is all vibrato, and it is just like soaring, lilting. There's zero belting.
Yes.
This was where I was confused. I could not remember if Winthrop was, if it was one of those situations where like he was actually Marion's son, but they were passing him off as a brother.
You would think so,
like maybe
given the age gap.
You'd think so with given the age gap, but that's not the case.
No.
Full on brother.
Yeah, full brother.
Full on brother.
Yeah. Cut the next day to the town hall meeting.
To the high school.
Or the high school,
yeah, I think it's the high school, but it's like the only auditorium in this town.
Exactly.
And so that's where they have their town hall meetings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, the mayor is there
and Eulalie are like leading a patriotic song, but it's not one that I recognize.
No. And Eulalie's in a wild outfit. But then we get a really unnecessary, like, they're doing like little performances for this 4th of July. Yeah. I thought this was a meeting. This is like one of those
like a pep rally,
assemblies
but like
for
the town.
It's like a pep rally where they're like, we gotta do something. It's like an assembly you're forced to sit through in school, and you're like, can I not be here? We get a really unnecessary Native American appropriation by white people dance that we're just gonna gloss right over. It does not really move the plot
never
forward.
Comes
it
back
does
again.
Not contribute anything.
I do want to talk about the wig that's on this piano player.
Talk to me about the wig.
Because,
Talk to me about that sausage roll wig.
That sausage roll wig. It's giving, like, fundamentalist Mormon vibes, where it, like, has a large, like, circular crown, almost like a Queen Anne's, like, hood type thing, but with hair. And then, like, long ponytail down the back.
It looks like, for those of you listening that have long hair, those like heatless curl things that you put in your hair overnight, but like that's the hairstyle.
But
that's what she's gone with. Just
it's
like this
crazy
blonde tube around her head.
It's insane.
She's a hoot and a half. During this number, we establish that there is a local roustabout named Tommy Geelis, who, to stir up trouble, places a lit firework underneath the mayor's wife's dress.
In a way that, like, everyone sees him do it. Like, he acts like he's
It's not sneaky at all.
And he's not. No. He's just, like, in front of everyone and, like, walks behind the mayor's wife and puts down a lit firecracker. And I'm just like, this is very, like, don't be suspicious. Like, this is so silly. Yes. Where it's just like, there's no... what do you mean, who did this?
He does this. And I'm sorry, that's an alarmingly violent thing to do.
It goes off and she yells, I've been shot! And I'm like, honestly, that's a legitimate response.
Grace, you would be so good in this role. You would be so good as Mrs. Shin. I'm just imagining you. I've been shot!
It's my dream.
So much fun to play.
My dream. Maybe when I'm 50, I'll go back to New York and try again when I'm in my prime.
Yes. In your prime. He's immediately apprehended because he did this in view of everyone at the pep rally.
And one girl is a big ol' snitch energy and is like, it was Tommy! Like,
it was Tommy Geelis! And we very quickly established that, like, as I said, he is the local roustabout. This is not his first time causing mischief.
And mayhem,
and the mayor isn't particularly like, that Tommy Geelis shaking his fist at the sky. Cut.
Well, and then this is in this meeting, in the background of all of this hubbub, because the four guys on the school board like start arguing about something, and then in the middle of this, like Harold Hill from like behind yells,
it's about the weather. It's about how there's gonna be fireworks later, and one of them's like, well, if it's not gonna rain, and he's like, who? And the one like runs the newspaper and says like, my newspaper's accurate. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And so a hubbub ensues, if
from
you
the
will.
background. It's like, what about the pool table? We want our children safe. The devil.
Who said that? The devil's gonna take our children at the pool hall.
Yeah. And Marcellus is also helping, like, when are we gonna talk about this? And so as he's like
Harold's literally like feeding him lines.
Yeah, as he's like putting
like,
on a band leader's uniform, it's crazy.
Yes. It's like this is the time for a costume change. And he comes out from behind as people start to be like, well, yeah, we talked about this last night. That we all sang about this. Like the devil's causing corruption by a pool hall. We just sang about this. He comes out and he's like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to solve all your problems. You don't need to worry about sin and corruption. My name is Harold Hill, and I'm here to start a boys band, and this is going to protect your youngins from the devil.
I don't know if you've ever met teenage boys in band camp. Let me tell you, they are not protected from the devil.
We get the song 76 Trombones, which again is a very iconic song. This is the main song
that I was like, oh, okay.
I need to look something up really quickly. He's just straight up. So the lead into this song is him talking about this amazing band performance that he saw, where all of these band greats all performed there on the very same historic day.
110
That's straight up
cornets.
Not true.
110 like I want you to think about 5 trumpets playing at the same time, and then like multiply that, because that's crazy.
Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the same historic day. I'm pretty sure those people didn't live at the same time
or
as
in
each
the
other,
same
but
place.
He's made up this fantastical historical story. The reason I bring this up is I learned this in 7th grade when I was in this show.
Mm-hmm.
I was too young when I learned, not that I was learning these lyrics because this is spoken by Harold Hill, but I was too young at the time to realize he's just spouting lies.
Yeah.
This is just lies. I was
you
like,
know,
oh, this is a cool thing that
like
really
a
had
liar.
Like a liar. But again, iconic number. And then we get our first true dancing in the gym situation.
He also says that there were 50 cannons, and I said,
huh? No, here's the thing. I would, based on how many cannons were written into like Beethoven and like Bach and all
one
of
at
the,
a
like,
time.
One at a time. No, give me 50 cannon. 50 mounted cannon.
50 cannons.
I like the idea of the trumpeters who decided during that performance they're going to improvise a full octave higher than the score.
So crazy.
Like, I'm going to just improvise on this.
So
and
we
the
get
marching still right today? Simply not true.
Simply not true. And then
Simply not true.
And then we get dancing, and I was like, and the Von Trapps have a dance break. Basically, it was like 7 children in height order dancing, and then some townspeople.
And I will say with my full chest, at least 3 of those children, full adults, dressed as children.
A lot of spats going on. Loved that.
A lot of spats. A lot of really tight pants on the men.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it was just the style, but there were some tight pants and there was some vigorous dancing.
Like, specifically by the guy who plays Tommy.
Let's talk about Tommy Gillis. The man who played Tommy Gillis gave 110%.
110%.
In this number, like with his chin and his arms, and he essentially takes over the role of like the band leader.
Mm-hmm.
I did not do marching band. I'm so sorry. I'm sure he has a name.
Yes.
It might be the band's leader, but like the one
with the baton that's keeping time and at the front of the line. Yeah.
Yes. And this whole number leads out of the church.
I know.
Or not the church. I'm sorry. Leads out of the town hall.
Yeah.
And
the whole town is dancing together. And I'm like, the children, they yearn for the brass. And everyone...
Children yearn for the brass.
And
you know who doesn't leave the town hall is Marion, her mother, and Winthrop. Because Marion is like, this smells fishy.
This is fishy.
And I already don't trust this man who followed me home.
Yes. And we see the mayor along with the 4 guys on the school board being like, oh my God, I'd put our band against any band ever. And Marion walks up and is like, what band? In very much in the same energy as Annie Get Your Gun, being like, what world? Like,
yes. Yeah, she's like, she having been the last to exit, she comes up to the mayor and the 4 school boardsmen being very taken in by this fantasy. And she's like, okay, but he hasn't actually done anything yet. He's just all talk. And that snaps them out. And they're like, we need to see this man's credentials.
Exactly. So they're like, we need to see his credentials. And then there's a quick scene where like they're about to arrest Tommy. I don't know. They grab Tommy.
Oh, so
as, like,
the mayor's wife has a teenage daughter named Zanita,
right?
Who Tommy and who is fond of Tommy, and Tommy is fond of her. I mean, Tommy should be arrested because he put a lit firecracker underneath the mayor's wife's dress. So they go to arrest him, and we get the first of several iterations of this insane phrase of Tommy's, which is "great honk," which was changed for this movie. That's not what he says in the Broadway production. They decided what he said in the Broadway production was too nichely Midwestern for the larger audience to know. So they gave him "great honk."
Zabina?
Zanita.
Okay. I loved her little catchphrase. Egads.
Egads.
She was a delight.
Egads. So silly.
But anyway, he like stops him from getting arrested by saying, "Oh, I'll set him straight."
Harold does. Harold intervenes on behalf of Tommy Giles, being like, "No, I need this boy. He's clearly gonna be my second in command." Like he saves him. And
introduces him to this girl and is like, go take her for a candy. And the guy that was about to arrest Tommy was just like, you fucked up a little bit because 1, that was the mayor's daughter, and 2, the mayor owns the pool hall. You've like, and he's like,
so you made an enemy of the,
fascinating.
So we get that very classic like, uh-oh, and then we fade to black. There's a lot of fades to black in this film.
Okay, so after the whole scene with Tommy, we cut to the park later that night. I swear to God, I also forgot his name was Tommy and called him Danny and like had cast him as Danny Zuko in my mind. Anyway, so
you know what? Danny Zuko, Tommy Giles, 2 sides of the same coin.
2 sides of the same coin. So we cut to the park later that night. The school board corners Harold Hill to get his credentials, and he ends up.
Yeah, they're like, we've been tasked by the mayor to get this information from you,
and he distracts them.
Do you want to talk about what happened?
He distracts them with the concept of a quartet, and so he's like, "Oh my God, your voices blend so incredibly." He also does this all the time, where like to get out of something, he'll just start radically complimenting someone on something that does not make sense, and then just like bamboozle them into thinking that they're the most incredible thing in the world. So he bamboozles these men into a barbershop quartet.
Yes, and they are so entranced by the fact that they can sing well together that they become entranced and just like do their own thing, and he slips away into
at one point he's like singing is just sustained talking, and I'm like, all right, Rex Harrison, calm down. All
right, Rex Harrison. Quick shout out to the men that play the school board and then this quartet is a true barbershop quartet from the 60s who had like a fantastic career.
The Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills. So shout out to them. They were fantastic.
Yes.
And they are the true representation of good male singing in this film because Robert Preston does a fine job.
When he falls in love and does the romantic songs, he absolutely does. Yeah. But the majority of his songs are just talking on beat quickly.
Or speak singing. So that's not because he can't sing. That is simply how the role is
and
written.
A lot of songs like that are written. So that's very much like a style of this composer. Anyway.
Harold Hill across the park spots Marion and goes up to her, and she wants absolutely nothing to do with this man. She's not impressed. She's like, she sees right through his shenanigans.
100%. Harold Hill like prompts the quartet into singing a song called Sincere. And I think at one point someone's just like, those men hate each other. And then they like look over and they're all like really excited. And I'm like, so what I'm hearing is the cure to the male loneliness epidemic is barbershop quartets.
Bring back. In this essay, I will. Welcome to my TED Talk. My God, you're right. You're onto something.
Yeah, I think so. I think the way to cure
if you look at a line graph, like, as the barbershop quartets go up, the male loneliness goes down. Stupid. All right. Stupid. Okay. Cut to the next day, we see Harold Hill starting to make his rounds and begin his master swindle of this town.
Yes.
He's going around and he's schmoozing all the parents. He's like helping
one
with
thing that
chores
happens that I do want to bring up when he chats to Marion is that he mentions that he's a graduate of the Gary Conservatory from Gary, Indiana. And that's a big old plot point that comes back later, but that's the first time that he mentions it. Anyway. Continuing.
It's the first time he drops his alma mater. Yeah. So he's schmoozing with the moms and the dads of this town and getting them to like fork over, I think it's $7 for the instruments for the town. Then he chats with Marcellus, I think.
And $7 back then is like $250 today.
Insane. But for a musical instrument, for a brass musical instrument, like that checks out. He has this down to a science. He has 4 weeks from ordering the instruments and making sure the uniforms arrive to skipping town. So he's like, I've got 4 weeks to like run this con. And
Marcellus is just like, that's a long time to not actually deliver on anything that you're saying. And like, they're gonna find out. And he's like, don't worry, I'll distract the music teacher. I'll distract everyone.
Yes. And we see him immediately distract. So Mrs. Shin, the mayor's wife, has her little like gaggle of ladies.
I love that.
And they're walking by and he greets them. And all the ladies kind of like titter at him, but Mrs. Shin is a little bit harder to please. Yeah. And he is able to swindle her by like he's like, do that again with your foot. She's like,
yeah, she's like shaking her foot because she's wearing heels and her feet hurt. And he's like, the grace.
Yeah, and
the
he's
beauty.
Like, what grace? The lines. And he swindles her into being the head of the dance committee for the band, for the performance that they're going to have. And he also tries to get a little bit of intel on Marion from these ladies. And boy, do these ladies gossip. And then we get, such a fun song, which is Pick a Little, Talk a Little. The women in this show, the ensemble women don't get, this is like their only song, just the women. This is kind of the equivalent of the barbershop quartet, but just a lot fewer. They gossip about Marion. They tell Harold Hill all about her. And the whole thing is that they are supposed to sound like chickens. They're like moving their heads with their feathers in their hats.
But the gossip is that there is a guy who owned a lot of established a bunch of businesses or something. I can't remember the guy's name.
Madison was his name. Mr. Madison.
And he had created the library, and the whole drama was that whenever he died, he left the building of the library to the town, but he left all of the books to Marion, which sort of establishes her job and makes it impossible for them to get rid of her because she would just take all the books with her. And they were like, what sort of relationship did they have
there was something,
for him to give her this? Yeah.
And the ladies, again, imply that the books that she reads
Smutty
are dirty.
Books.
Like, I think it's about her Rabelais, Balzac. You would be so good as you I'm just thinking about you. I'm going to make this happen.
Just me walking by someone going, Balzac.
Balzac. Yeah. The barbershop quartet arrives and they once again try to get Harold Hill's credentials. They just want like proof that he is who he says he has this degree, and he bamboozles them again by saying, oh, well, but we have to say goodnight to the ladies.
And then they sing like a goodnight song.
He does the good-night ladies over the Pick a Little, Talk a Little, and he scurries away.
Cut to Marcellus' place. Marcellus. And he is like trying to figure, like, I think he's trying to get Harold to like settle down a little bit, and he like offers to set him up with his girl's sister. And Harold Hill is like, that's not the girl for me, like a sweet girl who like goes to church all the time. That's not what I want. And then he gets the song the sadder but wiser girl about the type of girl that he's looking for.
Insane. I think what's happening here is Martellus is like looking at his dear friend who's still in the game. He's like, you're getting a little long in the tooth, man. You might want to consider hanging up the hat and settling down and like being a real person.
Like,
and then we get the insane song. Yeah, the sadder but wiser girl for me.
Yeah.
Marcellus invites Harold Hill over for dinner and he's like, can't. I'm going to go direct to the source, to the library.
I'm going to go harass a woman in her workplace.
He does exactly that. Cut to the library, which is apparently open in the evenings in this town.
And he goes up to Marion, who's at the middle desk, just doing her work. And he, like, brings up the relationship with this guy, Madison. And she, shuts him down pretty quickly and, like, doesn't want to talk about it. But he tries to convince her. He's like, what can I do to convince you to go out with me? And she's like, I need you to just, like, make a choice. And, like, what do you want here? And he's like, I choose the librarian. And, she is our waiter because she is literally trying to do her job and is foiled by musical theater.
Yes. It's not often that we get
a waiter is the main character.
I don't know. A waiter is the main character, but it's like such a good example of a main character being inconvenienced by the concept of musical theater.
Very rarely, because most of the time the main character is the inconvenience.
Yes. Often they are their own problem.
Yes.
But he sings the song Marion the Librarian to her.
This was such a fun number.
There's a lot of... It's such a... Oh, this is my moment of joy.
Yeah.
Like this number is my moment of joy. This man is a menace.
Yes.
He is talking loudly. He gets 3 other, like, ensemble men to dance with him. And then suddenly the entire library is dancing. There's soft shoeing. There's a whole, like, multi-level...
I was saying, this is such a fun set for dance shenanigans.
Yeah. This is a good dancing musical, and I had forgotten that.
I did write at one point, oh no, she's falling for it. And she ends up getting...
she starts to fall for it.
Fully swept up into the dancing and ends up joining in and dancing with all of the people in the library until Harold Hill tries to dance with her, and then she sees him and is kind of snapped out of it and tries to go back to her job, and then he throws a marshmallow in her mouth. I was very confused.
Okay, so he had, at the very beginning of the song, he had this little, like, baggie.
Did he?
That he said was full of marbles. Yeah, he did. He says, like, I have a little baggie full of marbles, and I could just, I don't know, drop it right here, which would be so loud in the library. He's, like, threatening to do it. She's like, no. And then later... surprise, it's marshmallows, and he pops one in her mouth to quiet her protestations.
Nowhere. It came out of left field. It was the end of this song, and then he threw a marshmallow in her mouth, and I went, hold up.
I can
Please
confirm
rewind.
that I woke up this morning to Grace's messages being like, this is workplace harassment, and I said, I know exactly when this is. And then all caps, marshmallow, question mark.
I was deeply bamboozled.
So
this is the bamboozlement I was talking about earlier. All right. But he like rides down this book elevator to like run away and then leaves.
He scampers away and this woman is flustered.
To be fair, I would also be flustered. He is a very charming
I want
man.
to shout out her dress. She's got such a good dress on. Yeah. Like, all her outfits are great, but her dress in that number I really, really loved.
Cut to the next day. Harold Hill is going up to a building. I think it's the mayor's house.
Yes, he goes up straight to the mayor's house. I think he's like going door to door. But I
think he's going to talk to you lately about like the women's thing or something.
The dance committee.
I don't know.
Yeah. But he gets caught by the mayor and he fully escapes.
Yeah. It was like yelling at him, and then he distracts him by saying, your son has perfect hands for the flugelhorn. And the mayor's like, I'm into this, and then stops and is like, I don't have a son. What the fuck are you talking about?
The flugelhorn. I had to look it up being like, that is a real instrument. It is an instrument.
I didn't know that one.
The flugelhorn is like a trumpet cornet. I didn't know. I'm sorry. If you tell me dead to my eyes that a flugelhorn is something made up by Dr. Seuss, I'd believe you.
100%. Okay. Needs. So.
Cut to Harold Hill then swindling Marion's mother, Mrs.
Yes.
Peru, to get Winthrop in the band.
It was like, he's perfect for
and
the
I think
cornet.
he's perfect for the cornet. Something about like her face shape. He has a wild line where he's like, "You have the perfect face shape, which means I know your son, because he is her son.
He's gonna be perfect.
Would be also good at it. Yeah, but it's too bad that you're not Irish, because Irish people are the best." You're just like, with the thickest accent, but we are Irish.
We are Irish. He's like, my God.
And he's like, "Oh, well, sign right here. Sign right here." And he succeeds. He gets the money from
the
her.
$7.
And she's like, "You have a bit of the blarney about you. Are you Irish yourself?" And he's like, "Well, I'm from Gary, Indiana."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "I've never heard of that place."
Yes.
And we get the song Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana.
Another one where I was like, "Oh, I've heard this." Like,
yeah, Gary, Indiana is a short. It's a short song that Harold Hill sings just about like this place that he's very fond of. That's the town that knew me when. And it ends in a big, he twirls Mrs. Peru and she lands in a wheelbarrow. And just then Marion comes out of the house and she's like, Mama, are you okay?
And Harold Hill is trying to schmooze her again and is just like, "Oh, well, I would love to like speak to Winthrop's father." And that's when...
Yes. Okay. So what happens is Marion is against Winthrop being in the band. Her mom is, and he's like, "Well, we need a tiebreaker. Let me speak to the boy's father." And with no kindness in her voice, she's like, "Well, the boy's father is dead.
Yeah.
So if you want to find a way to do that,
go
otherwise,
for it." And he apologizes and ends up leaving. We cut inside the house, and Mama and Marion are chatting, and she's like, "Why don't you like Harold Hill? He's a very charming man. What are you waiting for?
You're running out of options."
You're running out of options.
Subtext
and so Marion sings the song, and she's like, "Well, don't you ever want to be in love?" And Marion sings the song "Being in Love" about how she has been in love multiple times, but she wants someone who's in love with her and is more interested in them as a couple than anything else.
And this is the song that is not actually in the musical. They changed this song. The song in the musical is My White Knight.
Okay. And
they changed it to this Being in Love. And they're literally the same melody. They've just changed the lyrics.
Interesting.
And some of the lyrics are the same. Like the middle part is like, "All I want is a plain man, a modest, a quiet man, to sit with me in a cottage somewhere in the state of Iowa, who'd think about like what makes Shakespeare and Beethoven great." But the verses on either side of that, they changed. And it's fine. Yeah. I just really like My White Knight.
Fair enough.
And I was confused as to why they changed it.
After the song about her dreaming about who she wants to be with, cut back to the library. We have a very cute scene between, I called him Danny, between Tommy and Zabina? Zanita. I never got her name right. I was like, there's a Z and 2 E's and then a couple other letters. They're chatting about like, are they going to meet tonight? Where are they going to meet? What are they going to do? And this is the first time that we hear about the footbridge, because he invites her to the footbridge. And she's like, no self-respected girl goes to the footbridge. And so this is obviously like a little Lover's Lane situation.
It is. It's a love. That's a great. Yes, it's absolutely. It's in the park.
Yes,
it's
out of sight coverage of the main square.
Yeah.
Except for we see it later and it's super in the open. It is not private at all. Anyway.
I think it's more like the area around because there is flitting about those trees later. But during this scene, we also see Marion getting the idea to look up Harold Hill in this like educational index.
100%.
For the state of Indiana.
Cut outside. And the Wells Fargo wagon is a-comin'.
Okay, remember, this is 1912. We did not have a
delivery system.
Robust postal system yet. So we get, like, the town is a hubbub of excitement.
Yes.
It passes, we see it like telephone, one to the other, to the next, to the next. We get the news travels fast that the Wells Fargo wagon is in town, which, it was the delivery service. And we get...
People are all talking about the different things that they got from the Wells Fargo. Someone's like, I got salmon. Someone's like, I got nectarines. Yes. This also means that the instruments that were ordered are arriving.
The instruments have arrived. Now, if you have ever been in a production of The Music Man, you probably had a line in this song because this is how they split up all the ensemble solo roles.
What was your line?
Wells Fargo soloist number 8. My line was, Montgomery Ward sent me a bathtub and a crosscut saw. Such a now I want you to imagine a 7th grader singing that.
A+.
Okay.
Rover!
But you're right. The instruments arrive, and we see Harold Hill, like, giving Winthrop his cornet and, like, handing out the instruments to the children. So he delivered on that promise.
He did.
He didn't run away with the money. He ordered the instruments.
But so Marion, like right before all of this happened, Marion runs up to the mayor and is like, I have a book. I think you should read it. It's very important.
Yes, and it's that educational index.
And he's like, hold on, the wagon's arriving. And he runs off before she can do that. And this is when Harold Hill starts to pass out all of the instruments and hands a cornet to Winthrop, who is instantly verbose. Like, he has been so quiet this entire time. And part of the previous scene, Marion says that he's been very devastated since their dad died 2 years ago, and that he hasn't spoken a lot since then.
And that she and her mother can, like, they can get like 2 or 3 words out of him a day.
And suddenly,
being gifted this coronet, he suddenly, like, it's like a tap. Yeah. It's just like a waterfall of just like, oh my goodness, I can't, like, can you believe this? And Marion's watching this and is agog. Like, she hasn't heard her brother's voice in like 2 years.
Yes.
And I just got chills thinking about it.
I know. And she, like, hugs her brother, and at that point, the mayor comes back up and asks Marion for the book that she was talking about. But when he's distracted, she rips one of the pages out and then hands it to him. Basically, that one incriminating page she takes out of the book.
Yeah. I missed that, actually. I think I was looking at something else, or I was taking notes. I had missed her ripping out that page, but I know it's referenced later. But this is the turning point where we start to see Marion change her mind about Harold Hill because of
her brother.
The change that he's made in Winthrop.
Yeah. Cut to my queen, Eulalie. We cut to the high school.
I don't even know.
And they're, like, preparing a performance for, like, this ice cream social thing that's going on in, like, the town square. And she is preparing all of her besties. This is your grandma's wine club. And they're, like, walking around with books on their head. And then she's like, and all of us in the pose of a Grecian urn 1. And they all grab hands and throw their heads back and the books fall to the ground. I love them deeply. This is who I want to be. This is who I am in my heart. Oh, God. And then they're like, Grecian urn point 2. And she, like, holds up one leg. And then, like, other women doing sewing are just like, yes, amazing.
yes, very well. This is art.
This is crazy. This is who I will be in the nursing home. I cannot wait.
Cut to across the hall, like, with a divider.
Yes.
We see Harold Hill attempting to lead or, like, run a band practice. The entire band is there. They all have their instruments on their lap. They're looking at him expectantly. And he has this shtick where he's like, it's called the thinking method, I think, where he says, so to actually learn the songs, you just need to think the songs. So we'll be like, they sing through Minuet in G. They never once touch their instruments because, again, remember, this man is not a music teacher.
This man is
he doesn't know how to play. Swindler. And he's just like, all right, we're going to sing through it again.
Yeah.
And he asks
Tommy
Gillis to ultimately take over for him.
He leaves Tommy in charge. And he runs to the
his way
candy store where Tommy suddenly is. So time must have passed.
That's the thing. This must be a later day.
Has to be.
I think that scene, it must be because Tommy's in 2 places at once.
Yeah.
So he, like, puts Tommy in charge. Maybe there was a scene cut. I don't know. Cut to a different day at the candy parlor.
Yes, the soda shop.
He walks in. Yeah, and he's again just, like, trying to put a good foot forward for Tommy. Tommy and Zanita are there, and Harold Hill pays for both of their, like, ice cream sundaes. They're clearly on, like, a cute little date. Marion walks in and sits, and she looks so nice. She looks gorgeous. She said she orders a soda. She looks like she, like, got dressed up to go out. Yeah. And Harold Hill goes up to her, is like, hey, is this seat taken next to you? And she goes, no, you're welcome to sit there.
And then the mayor rushes in, big goon energy, and is just like,
big
what is, take your hands off my daughter. Not touching at all. My daughter.
So they're not touching at all.
They are 4 feet apart.
You're right. The mayor is such a goon because he is constantly malapropising.
Yes.
This entire time.
He tries, there's a continual bit where he consistently tries to do the Gettysburg Address, and it never gets past the first sentence.
Score. That's right. So he tells Tommy to get away from his daughter. I don't want to ever see you near her again. He's going to take her home.
Yeah.
And Tommy like stands up for himself a little bit, being like, I got just a right. And he tells Tommy to like leave the soda parlor. And he's like, I got just a right to be here as anyone else. And Harold Hill comes to Tommy's defense. He's like, now, Mayor Shin, I don't know what's going on here, but like, I'm going to vouch for this young man. He is an upright, standing citizen, and the mayor, it does not listen to
100% no. And also, his daughter stands up a little bit and is just like, Daddy, don't.
Yeah.
And
Papa, please.
He yanks her around like a rag doll. She is not, she has no joints at this point.
She's 16.
Like every time that he yanks her around, it's like in cartoons when someone's running and holding someone's hand and the other person is like in the air, just fully flying behind them as they run fast. Yes. That's what this is like.
Yes. That's like she is a hot air balloon.
Yes.
So Harold Hill comes back down and sits next to Marion, and she says like, I think that was really great.
I think the mayor was out of
standing up for Tommy. Yeah. And he asks her if he can call on her some evening. And she's like,
well, and she asks,
any evening.
And she asks him about, she's like, okay, so some of the people have told me about your system of learning music, which is called the Think system. And he's like, yeah. And he tries to explain it away. And she's like, you don't need to explain it to me. Great thinkers are often looked down upon. And so she's like kind of like already committed to this guy in her head. And decided to play along with all of his insanity.
Then he attempts to get apprehended by that's right. When the mayor was running out of the soda parlor, he runs into his school board and he's like, I want that man's credentials on my desk by tonight. So I think then either Harold Hill leaves or the quartet goes in. And they're like, you gotta give us your credentials.
And so he's like,
he bamboozled them again.
100%. But have you thought about singing a song instead? And they're like, you're so
right. Have you thought about singing the song Lie to Rose instead?
And so they sing that. And then we get a lovely little cut, like half screen cut, where one half is the quartet singing Lie to Rose. And then one half is Marion thinking about her date at her house, singing Will I Ever Tell You?
So I have a question.
Yeah.
She told Harold Hill, any night this week.
Yes.
Did not specify a date. So is she just planning to sit on her porch every evening this week in case he comes by?
What else does she do?
I mean, true, but feels like a waste of a nice dress.
Truly. And then we have...
But she's sitting on her porch with her mother. She sings this duet of With Lida Rose.
Yes. And her mom comes out and is like, you have to tell him how you feel about him. And she's like, I can't. And then we have
my feelings.
The classic meme of Winthrop coming home. And it's like, what do you got there? A knife! No! Winthrop comes home and he has a knife in his hand. And his mom is like, where did you get that?
Yes.
And he's like, it's like Harold Hill gave me a weapon. Kind of
he gave me it's a gift.
Yeah.
And we talked about where he's from, and he said he's going to take me to Gary, Indiana.
And he taught me a song.
He taught me a song that doesn't have has barely any S's in it, so I can sing. It's so cute. And he sings a reprise of Gary, Indiana.
But the 6-year-old does run up with a multi-bladed tool in his hand.
Yeah. But it was a different time.
It was a different time. But I did, he showed up and he was like, what do you have there? And he's like, a knife. And I just go, no!
No! That's so funny. I didn't even clock that. Then we get my least favorite character. Marion is waiting on the front porch and a traveling salesman.
An anvil salesman. Let's be so clear.
A traveling anvil
What is
salesman.
This, Acme? Are you Wile E. Coyote? What's going on?
He doubles back and he sees Marion on the porch and he goes, excuse me, is this the Shin residence? And she's like, no, you're walking in the wrong direction. It's on the other side of town.
Yeah.
because he's looking for the mayor.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, shoot. Okay. Well, I have to get back on this train, but I have to talk to the mayor because the train's like leaving in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's like, does he just come right out and say, I got to tell the mayor, tell the mayor about
this?
this?
Yeah, well, I think he
have
asks
you met
her,
someone
it's
named Hill?
Have you seen anyone around town called Harold Hill? He's a huckster. He's a schemer. He's gonna rip people off.
Oh boy, the adjectives that this salesman has for Harold Hill.
Oh boy.
I mean, he's not wrong.
No.
He calls him out for what he is, which is a number one swindler. And then this scene is fucking wild.
So
first of all,
he also is hitting on her. He
called Marion girly girl the whole time.
He calls her girly girl the whole time. At which point I texted Anna, "I've died." And
can confirm.
And
can confirm.
He keeps trying to flirt with her in a really gross way of just like, "Oh, I would spend my time with you. I only need 20 minutes." And I was like,
5 minutes.
What do you mean?
No, it's that he's like, I got 15 minutes, but I wish I had 20 so I could spend 5 extra minutes on you.
And
awful.
So and he's like, but I need to go talk to the mayor about this, and my train is leaving really soon. And so she's like, cool, I gotta distract him for 15 minutes until he has to, like, so he can't talk to the mayor about
make it
Harold Hill. And so her mom, ultimate wing woman from inside, puts on like a very saucy, like saucy,
like a
tango, and she's in this like yellow dress, and suddenly she's just like, well, are you sure you can't stay? Dunk.
Yeah, because at first she tries to defend Harold Hill, and the salesman is like, he's gotten to you. He does this to every woman. He's got a girl in every town.
Yeah.
There's 100 counties in Iowa, and he's got a girl in every one of them.
Yeah, and that really throws her for a second, but she's still like, I gotta distract this man. Yeah.
And this is important because when she's like, tries to distract him with sex appeal.
Yeah.
She's trying to get him, she says like, oh, you could give me the note. And he's like, I don't trust you with this information because you've been swindled.
You've been swindled.
You won't give it. You've been swindled, ma'am.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about this tango sequence. She plays him like a fiddle to get her way.
And eventually kisses him, like grabs him and plants one on him. And that's when we hear the train whistle, toot toot. And he's like, fuck, you got me. And
you got me. And he runs off. I'm just thinking about that small sound effect when he puts his briefcase on the ground.
Clank.
And presumably an anvil clanks inside.
I can't.
I wonder if it's like a show anvil, if you will.
You gotta. So that's when Harold Hill shows up to her house because she said that he could call on her. And Mama, I just called her Mama the whole time, Mrs. Peru.
Miss Peru.
She's like, oh, we'll put on some jam on the stove. Come on in. We'll have like tea, I guess. And she's just thrilled that someone's calling on her daughter. And so she runs inside. And then there's this like slight miscommunication scene between Harold Hill and Marion, where like she starts to try and ask him if he has other girls around the state, but kind of chickens out and ends up asking about the Fink system. And they sort of talk around the subject in a while, and she ends up saying, I hear rumors, not about you specifically, but about like traveling salesmen in general. And so he then brings up, well, I've heard rumors about you as well. And that's when she reveals that Mr. Madison was her dad's best friend. And the reason why he left her the books in the library was so that her family would always have security if they needed it. So she would always have a job.
And Harold makes the point being like, why do you think the women of this town made up those rumors about Mr. Madison's like ulterior motives or like your relationship? She's like, well, it's probably jealousy. He was, why do you think people are making up rumors about me?
Disappointment and jealousy.
Like,
and she's like, oh, okay.
Swindled. Immediately swindled.
She's so in love. And
does he then, so he's picking her up, but they're gonna go to the social.
Yeah, there's the ice cream
later.
Social.
But he asks her to meet at the footbridge in 15 minutes. And she's like, I've never been to the footbridge with a man before.
This is the longest 15 minutes of all time.
Because she has to change her dress or something. Yeah. I don't know.
But at first she declines. She's like, maybe tomorrow. And he was like, you're going to tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, whole deal. And he's like, you have to do something today. And so she agrees. And we cut to the ice cream social. And Charlie, the other traveling salesman has missed his train.
He's there. He didn't get on the train. He's looking for the mayor.
Yeah. And then we get a big dance sequence.
We get a big dance number. Does it move the plot forward?
Not at all.
Is it a lot of fun?
Yes.
Yes. We get the song, and this is Marcellus has one song, and it is this.
This feels like what's his face in Guys and Dolls, the Sit Down, You're Rockin' the Boat.
Sit Down, You're Rockin' the Boat. 100%.
Same energy.
100%. So the context is all the teens are dancing on the stage, and Eulalie, like, Marcus is kind of emceeing this, and Eulalie is like, get these kids off stage. It's time for my Grecian urn, like, demonstration. And he's like, well, what are the kids, like, kids, what do you want? And he's like, and I think Tommy Giles is like, we want to dance the shapoopy. And Marcellus is like, gotta give the people what they want, Eulalie. And he sings the song Shapoopy, which is a nonsense song, but we get fantastic... I'm sorry, it is a nonsense song. I'm going to go briefly into it because it is an insane song.
Yes.
Where he is essentially singing, like, you don't want an easy girl. You want a girl that tells you no 3 times, and then that's how you know she's the one. And I'm like, maybe she's just saying no.
Or
maybe she's not playing coy. Or have you thought about...
No is a full sentence.
If a woman tells you no, it's not a play to get you to ask twice more.
Oh boy.
That's it. That's all I wanted to talk about.
Also,
we get
everyone
a lot
is
of
dressed
dancing
in
in
pink.
the square. I'm sorry. I loved his like pink skirts with red underskirts.
Yeah.
And then Harold Hill apparently knows the dance. I think Tommy's like, Mr. Hill, show us your moves. And he dances around the circle, and he gets to Marion, and they dance around.
And she looks
in
great.
front of everybody. She looks
and
great.
then I do love a dance that's just walking in a circle. That was one portion of this, which was just people walking in a circle.
Yeah. I had forgotten how much ensemble dancing there was in this show. And I think I just watched the Today Show performance of Schmigadoon's Corn Pudding song. And this musical is referenced in terms of like inspiration. Like obviously they're pulling from Oklahoma.
Brigadoon.
They're pulling from Brigadoon. They're also pulling from Music Man
100%.
in just like silly ways. And so that song in particular reminded me a lot of this number.
Love that.
Tommy gets his front and center moment.
Yes. And so the song, big dance happens. It's a long dance number.
Yeah. Robert Preston is so tired at the end of this number. You can tell.
It's the shoulders of the shoulders as you're deep breathing at the end of a dance number. I love it.
He's not extending his arms all the way. And I just stood up on my wire. You know how they're like doing like this? He's like, like he's not.
This man is not a dancer.
But to be fair, how old was he when he was doing this?
I have no clue.
He's old for this role. I'll do that math while you talk about what happens next.
Yes. So after the dance, we get Eulalie's movement group doing their performance, A+. So then we cut to the footbridge.
Yeah, this man was 44 when he was doing this. Yeah. This is a lot.
It's a lot. So we cut to the footbridge, and there's like a lot of like kids running around like in the bushes and like a bunch of cute, fun, flirty stuff.
Canoodling. There is implied canoodling.
100% implied canoodling. And so he gets to the footbridge, and he has like a quick vision of himself actually leading a band, and then he like snaps his stick that he's holding. His cue that he's holding and like throws it in and like breaks up the vision. And then Marion arrives, and they have a
baton. I'm wrong. It's not a cue. It's a pool cue. That's a baton.
Oh, okay. So it's like his conducting baton, and he's like imagining himself actually being this person, and then like realizes and like breaks the image by like snapping it in half and throwing it in the water. And Marion arrives, and we get a beautiful song called "Till There Was You," which is the big romantic song of this show.
This is the big not ballad because they're not. There's like the big sweeping love song. Before she sings, she's like, "Listen, I know the truth. I'm not gonna ask you any questions. I know you're not staying in town long, but I'm grateful for what we have had
because
together."
He says, "You don't know everything about me," and she's like, "I know." Like,
I know.
Oh, I know. And we get a big 60s mouth mash kiss. It's great.
Yeah. But we get the classic song, Till There Was You. I'm sorry, I have to talk about how the very end, this is what grinds my gears in contemporary musical theater, where you're standing here with your romance partner and you're just belting into their mouth.
You gotta belt into your mouth. That's where the secrets are. It's like a child whispering into your mouth because they're like, this is where I tell you things.
Yes.
So, but to interrupt the mood, Marcellus is in the bushes and throws a rock at Harold Hill. And he's like, I think that's a telegram, and runs away from her.
Psst, I gotta talk to you about something. And Marcellus tells him, he's like,
the uniforms have arrived, hands him a wad of cash.
The uniforms has arrived. I've collected all the payment. You're on schedule to get on tonight's train at like 9:30. And Harold Hill's like, oh, it's only 8:30. I got plenty of time to wrap this up.
Yeah.
And go like, kiss my lady again.
He's like, you should go. And he's like, I want to finish the scam. And I was like, what do you mean? You have the cash. What do you mean finish? Fucking her?
You got it.
What is this?
Maybe.
Anyway, so he goes back to Marion, and she ends up telling him that she knows that he's lying about the Gary Conservatory because he says that he was a part of the class of 05, and she was like, the town wasn't like even created until 06.
The town didn't exist till 06. Yeah. And she's known the whole time, but she's saved him. She's like, I was going to tell the mayor everything. But then I saw like the positive impact you've actually had despite your scheming, and I didn't tell him. Like, your secret is safe.
Yeah. And she gives him
we
the
never have to
page
talk
from
about
the book
it.
that has the evidence, and she kisses him.
Yeah. And I said, ma'am, you have been blinded by love.
So we come back to the social.
We come back to social. We get a very silly barbershop quartet and Grecian urn ladies number. What's important about this is that in the background, we see the traveling salesman, what's his name? Charlie, talking to the mayor. And we see the mayor throw up his arms. He runs on stage. Yeah. And he's like, listen, listen to this man, this stranger talk. And
the stranger's
Charlie,
like, you're all idiots.
You're all big dummies who've been swindled. Harold Hill is a fraud. There is no band. There will never be a band. And if you don't catch him now, he's going to run off with all of your money and you will never see him again.
Yes.
Instant mob. They're
like, we gotta kill this man.
We gotta kill this man, and if not, tar and feather him.
Yeah.
Marcellus is there, clocks this, books it to warn
before the mob
Hill.
leaves, he's like, oh, I see the tide turning, gotta go. And so he runs off to warn Harold Hill. There's a quick moment after the mob runs off
the writing in the
see
sand?
Winthrop just crying. And I was like, oh, baby.
His father figure.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, they grab torches.
Yeah.
Very much Kill the Beast. Very
this is
a la
big
Kill the Beast
energy. 100%.
Yeah. So in this essay, I will discuss the similarities between Beauty and the Beast
and Music Man.
They don't have pitchforks, but they might as well have pitchforks.
Yes, 100%. So so now we cut to Harold Hill and Marion.
We see Marcellus being an excellent second. He grabs the car. He drives. He's like looking for Harold.
He grabs all of his shit from his
room. He parks
like
behind. Yeah, he parks behind Marion's house, and he's like looking for him. And we see the townspeople running up and down the street. Meanwhile, Harold has walked Marion home because she's like, I need to get a shawl for my sweaters. They don't know. And we get a reprise of him waiting downstairs and her going upstairs. He sings 76 trombones. She sings Goodnight, My Someone. And then they switch parts. And he sings, and he has a lovely voice. I'm sorry, it's so funny when she sings 76 trombones.
It is very out of nowhere.
It makes no... I understand
trombones.
It, but it's very charming. But anyway, Mrs. Peru runs up. She's like, they're on to you, Harold. You gotta go now.
Marion
comes down. She's like, what's going on? Her mother tells her. She's like, you have to go now. Ma'am. Winthrop arrives.
Crying.
And like... And so says like, I never want to talk to you again. And Harold's like, well, hold on, like you owe me an explanation. Like you can't say that and like not tell me why. Talk to me. Like what? Like, let's talk this out. And Winthrop says like, is it true that is it true that you don't play music? And Harold Hill's like, yes. Is it true something else?
That you're a liar?
Is it true
like, yes.
Yeah, yes. is it true that there's never going to be a band? And Harold says, like, you know, kid, I always think there's going to be a band, which is, I'm sorry, that's so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And Winthrop says, I wish you never came to River City.
Marion grabs Winthrop to sort of console him for this like betrayal that he has experienced, and is just like, you know, even though there isn't a band, the amount of joy that Harold has brought to this town is worth something, even if like the result, like it doesn't have the initial intended result, but like this whole town has had so much joy and is walking different and is acting different because of the ideas, even if it's not anything like tangible, the ideas that Harold has brought.
That's later. That's when she's defending him in the town hall.
I think she
Does she have
starts
something?
it with Winthrop, and then she like
Okay.
expands it with everyone else.
Okay.
She's practicing her
Marcellus
speech.
is there. Marcellus is like, you gotta go. And Harold's like,
I actually don't want to
I'm
go.
not going. I got my foot stuck in the door.
Yeah.
And he reprises Till There Was You to Marion. And then the mob
Captures
tears him
him.
away and handcuffs him, walks him off with those burning torches. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't remember it being this violent.
It was quite violent.
Cut to the town hall. The mayor
high
is holding
school.
a meeting. He's trying to... The high school, yeah, sorry. There is one building that can hold the entire town. It is both the high school and the town hall.
Yeah.
The mayor is holding a meeting. He's trying to do his 7 years ago speech, but he's trying to give answers, but also doesn't have any updates. Just then, Harold Hill is brought into the town hall, and a couple people try to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And the mayor's like, all right, where we will see justice done. And he's blathering, and Marion, to her credit, jumps up on stage. He's like, now, and she goes like, now, just a minute. Yes, he has betrayed our trust. But think of how fucking boring this town was before he came here. Now we actually have things to live for.
Is the same defense as the trial in The Producers, where they're like, yes, this man is a liar, but who was hurt? Not me. Not you. And then all of the, he's a no good, dirty, rotten liar. Stop helping. It's the exact same.
Yeah. But Marion gives a speech to defend Harold Hill. She's like, we have things in our lives to look forward to now, and we have things that bring us joy and pleasure. And are you really going to, let your
murder this
anger
man?
Ruin that? Yeah. And the mayor's like, well, if you don't want us to tar and feather this man, stand up. And one by one, the entire town stands up, including last but not least, Eulalie.
Yes.
And the mayor's like, Eulalie, sit down. She sits down and she stands back up again.
And then he's like, well, if this wasn't a ploy, where's the band? And then suddenly we hear a whistle blow from outside, and in marches Tommy, leading all of the boys of this in their full uniforms, which are really janky uniforms. And then we get exactly what you'd expect in a way that you don't expect. In a way that is very not musical theater, but very real life. So he's like, well, then play something. And so Harold Hill stands in front of these boys that have never touched an instrument and is like, played this
handcuffed
still, and starts directing them. And it is exactly as bad as you would expect.
If you've ever been to any elementary school concert, it sounds like that.
So I have a joke extra credit that I'm going to throw in here because this is what it reminded me of. There is a video. So you know the song that starts 2001 Space Odyssey, like the dun, 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 that whole thing?
Yeah.
And then the drum, dun, 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 that whole thing. There is an audio recording of a middle school band attempting this. And it is... It was the first thing I thought of when this started. It is the funniest thing in the world. I think about it once a year. And that's going to be my extra credit. It is not homework. It has nothing to do with this show. But it is exactly the amount that you expect a middle school band that has never touched instruments to do this song.
Has not,
it's
they've
funny.
just been thinking about the song. They haven't actually touched their instruments. Half of them don't know how to use them.
Yeah.
But what I love is that they're playing so discordantly, and after 5 seconds, someone's mom stands up being like, that's my Georgie on the clarinet. And then someo's dad is like, that's my Jimmy on the trumpet. Like these parents don't care.
They're just so excited.
Because they're so proud of their kids.
Yeah.
And then Tommy leads them out of the town hall to the front doors. Zanita's down there, and then we get Hollywood magic.
Yeah, so this is when I texted Anna, witchcraft, question mark? Because
is this the witchcraft? I figured it was the witchcraft.
Because I was typing stuff, and then I looked up, and he was in a different outfit, and so I was like, what happened? And then I was like, wait, and then like the Hollywood magic of like the swapped shot, whatever. Of like the second person, because basically they swap into much nicer outfits, like bright reds, like crisp slacks, whereas before it was a little bit more jumbled. And then suddenly they can all play like professionals.
They all change into these like really nice red and gold brocade uniforms.
The stripes down the side,
And Tommy and Harold, who has his own band conductor gold uniform, lead them down Main Street as we get a reprise of 76 trombones. Yeah. And there are so many people in this. I'm like, the town has doubled in size.
So many people. And
then
they do a big
credits.
march, and that's the end.
We do a big march?
Yeah.
Grace, what do you think of this movie?
See, I was actually going to ask you that specifically. Like, how long has it been since you've watched this movie, and what was it like watching it again, kind of with fresh eyes?
It has been easily 2 decades since I saw this movie. This is not a movie... I don't think we had this on VHS.
Right.
I've definitely seen this movie, and I know the soundtrack very well. Mm-hmm. But I don't think this is not a movie that I remember watching a lot.
Okay.
Maybe we had it and it just wasn't as popular in my household. But I've definitely seen it. It has been easily 15 years since I saw this, if not longer. I remembered the plot, most of it. I remember the main plot. I had forgotten the shenanigans. Like, I had forgotten all about Eulalie. I had forgotten all about Tommy Gilas and Zanita. I'd remembered the barbershop quartet because I remembered like the Good Night Ladies, but I'd forgotten that they became a barbershop quartet through bamboozlement. Are there parts of this story and musical that have not aged well? Yes, because it's from the 60s. But I still think this like holds up as it is still a good musical that can be done contemporarily with some slight adjustments.
Yeah. This was never on my radar, so this was my first time interacting with the plot at all. I mean,
That's
I knew
crazy to me.
I know. I have a BFA in musical theater, and I have avoided Oklahoma and The Music Man up to this point. But I had a blast. I mean, it feels like very classic, like golden age movie musical shenanigans where you're like, there's a couple moments where you go, yikes. But then in general, you have a good time, you know? Shall we do a little dramaturgy?
We shall do a little dramaturgy. Dramaturgy report. We are 2 for 2 if you skip CoverGirl for films where the director of the movie also directed the stage show.
Yeah.
Same show. So the director of this film was Morton DaCosta, who was an American theater and film director, producer, writer, and actor. Started as an actor, made his Broadway debut in Thornton Wilder's The Skin of Our Teeth, starring Tallulah Bankhead in 1942. He made his stage directing debut 10 years later. He directed the original Broadway production of Music Man, which starred Robert Preston. He got a Tony nom for Best Director of the Musical for that. He also, for the film version, got nominated by the Directors Guild of America and the Golden Globes for Best Director. And he also, as a producer on this film, got an Oscar nom because it got nominated for Best Picture.
Hell yeah.
Our cinematographer, fascinating person, Leslie Robert Burks, an American cinematographer who was known for his collaborations with Alfred Hitchcock. I don't think we've come across him yet. One of those cool Hollywood legends who like started at age 19 on the Warner Brothers lot as like a special effects technician, worked his way up to assistant cameraman, then operating cameraman. By 44, he became a director of photography. He was 35. He was one of the youngest professionals in the industry to be fully accredited as a director of photography. In 1953, he left Warner Brothers to join Paramount alongside Alfred Hitchcock. They worked together a lot in the 50s and 60s. He did 55 films in his 25-year career, and he worked, again, with Hitchcock a lot. His other credits include The Fountainhead, Beyond the Forest, The Glass Menagerie, The Spirit of St. Louis, The Music Man. Music Man was one of his last films. He received Academy Award nominations for Strangers on a Train, Rear Window, To Catch a Thief, and Patch of Blue. He also, because he worked with Hitchcock, I want you to picture this. So he did this film, this was 1964. The Birds was the following year.
Alarming.
Insane. And then our editor was William H. Ziegler from Allegheny County, Pennsylvania.
Hell yeah.
Film editor. Edited over 100 films during his career, most notably Music Man, Strangers on a Train, and My Fair Lady. So we've seen his work before, but we weren't even doing editors at that time. He received 3 nominations for Best Film Editing at the Oscars. He never won, and it's funny the way they list them. So he was nominated for Auntie Mame, which is based on the play Auntie Mame that was then turned into a musical.
Yes.
He lost to Gigi. He was nominated 4 years later for Music Man, lost to Lawrence of Arabia.
Rip.
And 2 years later was nominated for My Fair Lady and lost to Mary Poppins.
Yup. Brutal. It's super rough, bud.
Brutal. But yeah, like, he did fine.
Yeah.
So that's my director, cinematographer, editor.
I'm going to talk a little bit. Well, first, I'm going to talk about the guy who wrote this. Meredith Wilson,
who I always thought was a woman. Because they go by Meredith Wilson.
Yeah.
I was today years old when I learned it was not.
It was a man. So, American flautist, composer, conductor, arranger, bandleader, playwright, writer. So, obviously best known for this work, which is a 1957 Broadway musical, The Music Man. And he wrote the song, It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. Yeah. Now, The Music Man premiered on Broadway in 1957. He called it an Iowan's attempt to pay tribute to his home state. Originally, he wrote more than 40 songs for this, half of which were cut. And it was like 30 revisions to complete this musical. It was a whole deal. There was a change of producers, 40 drafts, 40 songs. Finally, it opened at the Majestic Theater and played there for 3 years before transferring to the Broadway Theater, and had 1,375 performances, which ended on April 15th, 1961. Original cast included Robert Preston, Barbara Cook, and Eddie Hodges. Now, his second musical we have also seen, which is The Unsinkable Molly Brown, which ran for...
Hell yeah,
which ran for 532 performances. He also did a adaptation of the film Miracle on 34th Street called Here's Love, which had about an 8-month run. And his last and least successful musical was 1491, which told the story of Columbus's attempts to finance his famous voyage. Which did not make it to Broadway. Very silly. But to talk about, we had mentioned before that even though Robert Preston starred in this on Broadway, he was not the first choice for playing Harold Hill in the movie. Now, a lot of members of the original cast are in this movie, including Mrs. Peru, the Buffalo Bills, Alma Hicks, the mayor. Shim was a replacement from the original run, but did play the part on Broadway. Zanita Shin and Charlie Cowell both reprised their roles from the first national tour. Now, even though Robert Preston, was a huge success on stage, he was not the first choice because he wasn't a big pull. He wasn't a big box office star.
No, he wasn't a movie star.
Yes, and Jack Warner was notorious for wanting to film stage musicals with big stars as the ones, rather than the ones who played the roles on stage. So they were looking at James Cagney, they were looking at Bing Crosby. They both turned it down. They offered it to Cary Grant, but Cary Grant declined, saying nobody could do that role as well as Bob Preston. Cary Grant.
Good for you.
I love Cary Grant. Consistently have heard, like, he seems like a rad person. Cary Grant also told Jack Warner that he would not bother to see the film unless Preston was in it. Jack Warner then went to Frank Sinatra for the role, but was finally foiled by Meredith Willson, who reminded him that the author had cast approval written into his contract and threatened to cancel the entire thing unless Preston was the lead. So,
hell yeah.
Let's talk about Robert Preston, since it was fought so hard for him to be in this movie, and he was so good in this movie. He is best known for this role, which he received the Tony Award for Best Actor in a Musical, and he reprised it obviously in this movie, and received a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor for this film as well. Or no, he only received a nomination. Apologies. So he started when he was quite young, obviously. He appeared in a stock company production of Julius Caesar and a Pasadena Playhouse production of Idiot's Delight. And these were the two roles that sort of got him noticed. A Paramount Pictures attorney really liked his work and ended up recruiting him. So he made his screen debut in 1938, but his career was interrupted by World War II, as it happened to a lot of people. So he ended up joining the Air Force and served as an intelligence officer after the attack on Pearl Harbor. But once the war ended, he resumed his movie career in 1947 and was like a freelance character actor, worked with Paramount, RKO, MGM. And even though he was in a lot of movies during this time, he never got big stardom. He said, "I played the lead in all the B pictures and the villain in all of the epics. After a while, it was clear to me I'd sort of reached what I was going to be in movies." So he ended up moving back towards stage productions. He had appeared on stage before, obviously, but this was his first musical. He was quoted as saying, "They'd run through all the musical comedy people before they cast me." In 1966, he was the male half of the duo lead musical I Do, I Do with Mary Martin, which is where he won his second Tony Award. And then in 64, he was the title role in the musical Ben Franklin in Paris. He originated the role of Henry II in the stage production of The Lion in Winter.
Ugh.
In 1974, he starred alongside Bernadette Peters in the musical Mac and Mabel. In that same year, film version of Mame was released with him starring alongside Lucille Ball. Mm-hmm. And not only that, the other time we have seen him was in the film Victor Victoria, for which he was nominated the Academy Award. He was the gay best friend. He was so good. He had that funny version of Victor Victoria's performance in which he was dressing up in drag and like did a fake version of her performance. Yeah, that's Robert Preston.
We did Victor Victoria so long ago.
I know. His last role in a theatrical film was The Last Starfighter in 1984 as an interstellar military recruiter. He said that he based his approach to the character of this Centauri military recruiter in the same way that he approached Professor Harold Hill. And in fact, that role was written for him with his performance as Harold Hill in mind. He ended up passing away in 1987 from lung cancer. But he had such a crazy career, especially considering that, like, Music Man, he had never been in a musical before, which also kind of makes sense given the fact that this character doesn't do a lot of very lyrical singing.
Doesn't sing much.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was Robert Preston. So we had seen him twice in Mame and in Victor Victoria.
Well, he was in Mame or he was in Auntie Mame?
He was in Mame with Lucille Ball.
Is he the one that dies skiing?
Yes. He dies in the avalanche.
He dies skiing.
100%. He dies in the avalanche. A+. And then he was the gay best friend in Victor Victoria.
He's on stage for it's such a short, he's not there very much. That's why I didn't remember.
Yeah.
I remember him in Victor Victoria.
Yeah.
Wow, that's what a throwback. You know why I got confused? Because he was in Mame, but then the cinematographer also worked on Auntie Mame.
Right.
So I don't have much for reviews and reception because this was a big fucking hit.
Yeah.
Positive reviews. It grossed over almost $15 million at the box office, earning $8.1 in U.S. theatrical rentals alone.
Yeah.
It was the third highest grossing film of 1962. I looked it up. The number 2 was Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah.
The number 1 was The Longest Day, which I
Okay.
actually don't know what that is.
I bet you it's a war movie. Hold on.
Oh, it's a war. It's a war.
Yeah,
It is a war movie.
I was like, I guarantee you, anything that has that name, it's gonna be a war movie.
The Longest Day. And then number 8 that year was Gypsy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Little shout out to that movie. I pulled one quote, which was by Robert Landry of Variety, who said, "Call this a triumph, perhaps a classic of corn, small-town nostalgia, and American love of a parade. DaCosta's use of several of the original Broadway cast players is thoroughly vindicated. But the only choice for the title role, Robert Preston, is a big proof of showmanship in casting. Warner Brothers might have secured bigger screen names, but it is impossible to imagine any of them matching Preston's authority, backed by 883 stage performances."
100%.
Guy knew his shit.
He knew the character. He built the character.
So he built the character, and it had its film premiere in the hometown of Meredith Willson in Mason City, Iowa, which I thought was really cute.
That's amazing. Shall we talk about singing and dancing? I mean, we've been touching on it.
I'd love to talk about singing.
The singing is very stylized in terms of like a quick patter, talking on beat, not a lot of lyricism in terms of like
men.
yeah, I mean, all of the love songs were sung by Marion. It was just like
Let me put it this way.
reprises for
The upbeat songs were spoken.
yes.
The slow songs were sung.
Yes, I buy that. Yeah.
We got a little bit of everything, you know? We got some Rex Harrison talk singing.
Yeah.
We got large ensemble numbers. We got soaring romantic songs. And we got a barbershop quartet.
We did.
It's been a minute.
Really?
It's been a minute since I've had a
want?
barbershop.
And I will say, like I said at the beginning, the songs are catchy.
Yeah, they are earworms.
They are absolute earworms. And even if they're not like the long, beautiful lyricism that you might expect from a classic of a musical of this era, they really stick in your head. But I do think that our Marion did a lovely job with the like 3 love songs
Shirley
that she
Jones
had.
was phenomenal.
She was great. And then dancing, we got dancing in the streets. Literally.
Oh boy, dancing in the streets. This was, I had forgotten how much dancing there is.
Yeah.
And what a joy the dancing is. Like the ensemble earns their dinner.
Yes.
Every single show.
Well, and like
They
this
are just
version
kicking
of
up their
Dancing in the
heels.
Street really reminded me of Hello Dolly. Out
Yeah.
there's a world outside of Yonkers. Yeah.
Sada Yonkers. Yeah.
Just a lot of high knee strutting, man. A lot of flouncy skirt kicks. A lot of waltzing in a circle. Just a lot of really fun
If you've
movement.
seen Corn Puddin' from Schmigadoon, you understand why I
You
was
understand
thinking about
exactly
it.
what we're talking about.
It's, yeah.
Yeah.
Gripes, giggles, moments of joy.
Yeah. All of my giggles belong to you, Laylee. She's my hero. She's my queen. She is me.
Yes,
She's
phenomenal.
I mean, even just her introduction and Harold Hill being like, "I'm not gonna like it, but I'll do it," is so funny to me.
My giggle was the actor playing Tommy Giles, just throwing his body around.
Yes.
Like, it was like all chin and like, he had extension like no one else.
I think,
but he was just like
Yeah.
a wavy, wacky, inflatable arm.
I think that first number, like that number 76 trombones, where everyone sort of dances together
Yeah.
kind of for the first time, that is my moment of joy, because you could just see there's a certain style of musical theater dancing where you just see someone putting their whole heart in something, where it's just like there's a lightness of heart that happens in this movement, and I really felt it in that particular song of just like, it's so crisp and my heart is to the sky, and it just like,
Yeah, his very chin up, chest to the sky, more so than anyone else.
yes.
And also, I just kept thinking, how many takes did they do? He's giving 110%
energy. My God.
My moment of joy is the library.
Yes.
My moment of joy is the Marion the Librarian. Entire number.
Is that going to be your homework?
Just phenomenal. Yes, my
Okay.
homework will be Marion the Librarian. What was your gripe?
I didn't like Charlie.
Charlie?
The evil salesman.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that means he did a good job.
Yeah, I mean more that whole segment. And this is a big pitfall of a lot of musicals of this era, is that the big conflict happens in the last 20 minutes.
Yes,
it just felt very forced, and we gotta have something to wrap this up. So that whole last 20-minute section of the Kill the Beast mob just felt like a hard switch in tone, I guess.
It reminded me of CoverGirl, where I was like, we have 8 minutes left. How could we possibly
And this
wrap
happens
this
a
up?
lot. I think about a lot of even the older, the 30s and 40s, where there's 15 minutes left, and I'm like, what do you mean? And then the last 15 minutes
what
is
could
a
possibly
race.
happen? Yes, it's like how what else can we cram into the last?
Gotta wrap it up. We've spent an hour singing love songs, and we gotta wrap it up. So it's, and this is, I think that this is not a gripe specific to Music Man. This is a gripe that's more overarching to a lot of musicals of this era, which is just that last 15-20 minute race to have some plot happen.
Yeah. My gripe, which is a bit of an existential question, which is, can we forgive a true swindler even if he changes? Because that's this story.
Yeah.
He's a tried and true swindler.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't really get any comeuppance. He gets defended by his love interest.
Yeah, he doesn't actually face any consequences.
To fulfill his promise. He doesn't. He doesn't get tarred and feathered, but he doesn't get run out of town.
Yeah.
He chooses to stay, which is choosing to face whatever judgment might be brought against him.
Yeah. So I think the thing is that he does change. We do see a character change in him. We just don't see any consequences, which is different than Gypsy with Mama Rose, in which there's no character change and no consequences.
Do not speak to me about the end of Gypsy. I'm still
so angry
about it.
So at least at the very minimum with this one, even though he doesn't experience consequences, he does at least have an actual character shift.
He has a change of heart.
Yeah.
He does.
So, are we grading this on a percentage, or is this a pass-fail?
It depends on how charismatic the Harold Hill character is. Hugh Jackman, full pass.
Yeah. I did not look up any fun facts because I forgot.
I have one.
Great. Bring us home.
So there were several phrases that were altered for the film because writers felt they were too obscurely Midwestern, which is so funny to me. Specifically, Tommy Gilis's catchphrase in the play is Geely Cly, but in the film he goes great honk. What made me laugh and what made me keep this was, so the word shapoopy was invented by Wilson and was left unchanged.
Great.
They were like, we're not going to even try to rewrite this whole song. We'll change Geely Cly, but we won't to great honk, which I'm so sorry. Great honk is so funny to me. But shapoopy, they were like, that's a nonsense word. It's not a Midwestern
it's
thing.
supercalifragilistic. We can't. There's a song written around this. I can't be fucked.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Geely Cly is apparently a regional phrase used as a more acceptable version of Jesus Christ.
That's actually much funnier.
That's so funny. I would not have gotten there on my own.
Not at all.
I would not have gotten there on my own. So my homework was the library scene. What was your homework? 76 trombones?
I'm actually just going to stick with Mary and the Librarian. I think that's...
You enjoyed that.
I really did enjoy it. You can see this harassment in process. And then my extra credit for truly just funsies, I'm going to find that performance of the 2001 Space Odyssey kids that truly just exemplifies how bad this performance is. I think that's all she wrote.
This is going to be a long one to edit, but also this was a 2.5-hour film. We're still getting it under that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, if you're still with us, thank you so much for tuning in to this special episode of 5, 6, 7, 8. I have been Anna.
I'm still Grace.
We love what we do. Please take care of yourselves and others, and we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know.